All right, basil. There are several different ways to grow basil. The way to grow basil and have it all through the season is to grow individual basil plants. I always feel like it's kind of a score when I find basil like this at a nursery that has a whole bunch of plants in there. As long as there aren't any brown and woody looking spots on the bottom, this can be separated out. Basil is an incredibly tough, resilient, bounce back kind of plant. So don't be afraid, especially here. This is more basil than most households can use. So I'm going to slide it out of its pot. I'm going to try to find a natural place as much as possible to start separating out clumps. So I just went in there, pulled it apart. Now I'm going to try to get out each individual basil. And there, so I'm going to hold the main clump, and then one plant, wiggle and shake and pull until I get each plant out individually. And then I like to plant my basil in a row or a trench. So now put it in. It has a little bit of fine root hairs along the side, so this is one of the plants that's okay to bury a little bit deep, not too much. Not a whole lot of roots there, but that is enough for basil. You want them to be about 8 inches apart. It's 8 inches for me. It's always fun to measure for yourself. 8 inches. Basil in. That one has a lot more roots, 8 inches. Basil in. And I push down pretty firm around the edges. Tiny bit of roots, no problem. Basil in, push down, make sure it's nice and snug. Basil in. So here I have 5 basil plants that I will be able to individually harvest. We'll do another video on that later. And I like to have kind of this trough here because then I can water right into it. The water is not going to run off and away from them. It will go right into a little area. So you can grow your basil like this, cut it off as you need it. It will die probably in a month or two. Basil like this, I'm going to be harvesting basil until it freezes.